Hey pups, RP here, and welcome to a new video series I like to call Unpopular Opinions. A video series in which I express my painfully obvious unpopular opinions on things such as a TV show, be it a reality or cartoon, movies, animated or live action, YouTube videos, etc. To start off this video, I actually want to start with a video made by Jar, Evil CalArts Girls. Now, before this video starts, I like to say this before we begin. Whether or not you agree with my opinions, or anyone else's for that matter, I'd like you to either respect the person's or my opinion. Be respectful of Jar's opinions, be respectful of mine, and if you disagree with Jar's, mine, or have a different opinion of your own, be sure to share in the comments. But the one thing that I ask is that you be respectful. If not, then it can result in your comment being deleted and or you being blocked in the process. That being said, let's get started. The video in question Jar created was inspired by one of the videos that a YouTuber named Jellopocalypse made. I'm just gonna skip to the part where he's talking about the main topic at hand. And I want to be clear on this. Steven Universe creator Rebecca Sugar never even attended the CalArts College. She went to the School of Visual Arts in New York. But I can see why people consider the show and its animation as the CalArts style. And the reason why he did this was because he originally was going to use the term modern cartoons in the video. But surprisingly, I feel as if CalArts was a better choice for his video. And while I disagree with his opinion on Amethyst, because my opinion is that she's a relatable character, I can still respect his opinion on her. I'm not one of those psychotic fangirls of different characters that will come after someone's head if they hate on my favorite character.
I'll have you know that I sexually identify as Amethyst!
Jokes aside, one thing I do agree with him on is the fact that a lot of Steven Universe fans blamed Greg for this whole scene. That's something I don't like. Sure, what Amethyst did was bad, but Greg was doing nothing wrong from what I see. While Amethyst was out of control in her emotions and got a lot extreme on Greg, he wasn't doing anything wrong with trying to leave to watch the fireworks with his son. And in a comment on Jar's video, someone mentioned that Amethyst was the depiction of Rebecca's self-loathing and insecurity, hence why she takes it out on Greg, and why she has no problem making fun of others or berating them. But when someone does something she finds hurtful, that's when her sensitive side comes out. While it doesn't excuse the scene, she has a bunch of character development later on in the show. Honestly, this is why I like characters like Amethyst so much, and why I easily relate to her. All of my friends say I'm a lot like her, and if Jar don't like it, cool beans. Again, I'm not a psycho fangirl coming after someone's head for hating a character. I mean, it's not like I can change his opinion on Amethyst, even if I try hard enough to do so. It's like they say, you can lead a robot to oil, but you can't make it drink. As for Princess Bubblegum, the show had intended for her to be a corrupt leader in the show, and from the beginning, she didn't seem like one, until it was answered in the season finale. And while Peebles has some character development in season 7, it was already too little too late for her. But since Jar didn't cover Bubblegum's character too much in his video, I'll probably skip ahead to Mabel. Speaking of which, as for Mabel, yeah, she's even worse than Kevin from Steven Universe. And Kevin's one of the most unlikable characters in the show, and that's coming from me. She's manipulative, selfish, hypocritical, and the absolute worst. I get why everyone likes her, but she's a horrible person. She's a guilt tripper to Dipper. For one, she guilts him into ruining a good day to get her pet pig Waddles back, as Dipper's perfect day with Wendy. She wants to do a stupid puppet show to impress a guy instead of helping Dipper to find whatever secrets a laptop has. And worst of all, she holds a boy band hostage, kicks out her friends, and keeps the boy band to herself for her own narcissistic, selfish needs. Jar's hatred for Amethyst is rather similar to mine for Mabel. She never learns her lesson, not even in the finale, even when Cypher calls out on her bullshit. She'll either not give a fuck if someone's in the ER dying, Dipper, or throw a 2-year-old temper tantrum if she doesn't get her way. Reminds me of a certain someone. So what does Gravity Falls teach me? Fuck Mabel, fuck her entire character, and fuck anyone who likes her character or remotely loves her. But here's where Jar's video doesn't make any sense. He doesn't give a straight answer as to why he thinks the CalArts girls are evil.
So why do I think that so many of the female main characters done in the CalArts style are just horrible people? Honestly, it's probably just a coincidence.
Now, chalk it up to me being utterly confused or not understanding Jar's answer, but here's my unpopular opinion on the matter. First, let's start with Amethyst. As said before, she's a depiction of Rebecca's self-loathing and insecurities. Some even say she's a depiction of mental disorders such as anxiety, PTSD, and BPD. BPD being the most related to Amethyst and her personality. Like this clip, for instance, where she and Pearl are duking it out. The quote for this one is as follows: "I'm not gonna let you stand there and remind me of everything I hate about myself. I never asked for any of this. I never asked to be made." Hinting that she hated herself so much, and how Rose always told her that she was perfect the way she was. But after she hung out with Greg and passed away, her emotions and insecurity went out of control in the scene you see before you now. And Pearl is depicted as a perfectionist, seeing as she is, well, a pearl. And most of the pearls in the show are perfectionists as opposed to the diamonds. Speaking of which, the scene where she fights Jasper and mocks her for how imperfect she is, like she's one to talk, Amethyst says this: "Rose said I'm perfect the way I am." To which Jasper replies, "Then she had low standards. You could have been me. And what are you now? Just a joke." After proving her, and after Steven and Connie fused into Stevani and defeated Jasper, and Amethyst reanimated, and after Jasper left, so many answered this one, I am so sorry, she seems happy for them that they beat her. But this is when she says, "You didn't need me at all," remarking what Jasper said about her, thinking she really was a worthless gem. But later on up into the episode Beta, she and Steven duke it out, both of them realizing they're both imperfect. But later Amethyst tries to train harder to beat Jasper, when Steven wants her to relax. But when Peridot takes them to Jasper's kindergarten, they realize that she is a perfect gem. Up until the Amethyst versus Jasper battle, Steven says she isn't anything like Jasper, and she's like Steven. And to quote Amethyst one last time, "As worst gems, they stick together." Amethyst's character may be flawed in a lot of ways, and in ways Jar points out in his 2 videos about Steven Universe and the CalArts girls. She still makes up for in a lot of character development, and has matured throughout the show's duration. Not sure if she's still the same in Steven Universe future, but I still think she's a likable character for the most part, and a relatable one at that. Same goes for Jasper, but that's another story. I'm not condoning what Amethyst did to Greg, nor am I saying Greg was in the wrong or Amethyst was in the right. I think the reason why Amethyst was helping Greg clean out the garage, it was her way of making it up and apologizing for what she did, and she thought it was the only way she could do to make up for doing what she did to Greg. Not sure if Greg accepted this type of apology or not, because I haven't seen the episode, but I feel as though Amethyst has gotten better with time and the duration of the show. Princess Bubblegum was actually intended to be a corrupt leader, like I said earlier. But again, lots of character development around her in Season 7, as seen in the Adventure Time finale. But it was too late by that time, because she was, and probably still is, by far one of the most unlikable characters in Adventure Time. As for me, I'm more in the grayscale area when it comes to Bubblegum, but everyone's bad in Adventure Time. They're not all good-hearted people, and Ice King was one of the main villains of the show. Again, like with Amethyst, not saying Bubblegum was in the right or condoning what she did. I'm more in the middle when it comes to her. While she did get better over time, after she stepped down from being a princess in Season 7 or the seasons prior, it was still too little too late for her. As for Mabel, fuck her. She's worse than Cruella de Vil, and Cruella wanted to kidnap and hurt puppies for animal for Arceus' sake. Mabel is infinity times a million times worse than any other villain characters. Not only is Mabel a guilt-tripping, manipulative, selfish little brat, but she's also the worst and most toxic friend to Dipper in the world. If I were Dipper, I'd tell her to die in a fire and to live with her own misery and break off the friendship entirely with her. But I think the main reasons as to why Jar thinks these girls are evil is mainly because of the writers of the shows and because of the scene with Amethyst. They get that Amethyst is just an overall bad person because of the scene entirely, and because of the scene depicting Amethyst as a toxic, manipulative person, without realizing she's part of Rebecca's insecurities, and the depiction of mental disorders such as BPD. Again, I can change his opinion on her, but I think that's how the writers of the show want it to be. Maybe, I don't know. And because of how the writers know that Bubblegum is a corrupt leader, having the power get to her, it's like they say, with great power comes great responsibility. Don't have anything to say on his opinion on Mabel, mainly because I'd be repeating his answer as to why Mabel is an evil character overall. And she isn't even the antagonist of Gravity Falls! If Jar happens to watch this video right now, a few things I have to say to you, my fellow android man. First of all, like I repeated 1,000 times in this video already, I know I can't change your opinion on Amethyst, even if I try to do so, because I ain't forcing it down your throat. I can still respect your opinions on her, dude. She's a fictional cartoon character, guys. It isn't like the world's suddenly going into the Armageddon. Secondly, if you want to make a video on this, or any of my other videos, be it past videos, or in the future, or have any critiques for me on what I can improve on, be it my art, videos, or any type of content creating, feel free to do so, my dude. Though I feel as if your videos are more on topic-based rants and maybe comedy, or at least that's what I think they do, but I could be wrong. I still welcome it regardless, dude. And third and finally, hi. I have a feeling that y'all want to see more of this new video series, but if you want to see more of it, be sure to tell me in the comments, and add in what I should do next for unpopular opinions. That being said, roll the outro so we can end this video, because I'm gonna go watch me some anime.